Hi, I'm Sean Spencer, the immediate past president of the West Louisville Dream Team. I'm also a current tenant in the Nia Center, and I'm here today with Timothy Cox. He is the current president of the West Louisville Dream Team. Tonight, we are discussing our proposal for buying the Nia Center with the community. We're getting the community's input on what they would like to see in the Nia Center if our purchase is successful. And so if you've got any questions, comments, concerns about us buying the Nia Center, or any input about what you would like to see in the Nia Center, just list it in the comments. And tonight we will go through and we will answer those questions. Tim?
Well, we sent out our proposal to the city. We were ignored. We'd like the city to let us know. We want to purchase the building. What's going on, Lord? We'd also like the residents that are out there to participate in the buy-in of the building. We're setting up a fund. The residents can buy in and possibly receive dividends, create generational wealth. And also, can you all meet us at Tark tomorrow, 9 a.m.? From 9 to 10:30, we'll be at the board meeting there at 9th and Broadway. If y'all could come out and support saving the Nia Center, we'd love to see that. So come on out, help us, support the fund. Look for us on Facebook, also change.org, and come out and support the Nia Center. Let's have these resources. Let's develop this community. Let's work to help each other.
Through every note, every performance, the arts connect us. The arts connect us through joy and through awe, bridging cultures and generations. From intimate theaters to the grandest stages, the arts bring us together, reminding us that we're never truly alone. When we experience the arts, we experience each other. Kentucky Performing Arts. The arts connect us.
So when Goodwill went to WEOP, the West End Opportunity Partnership, which manages the West End TIF money that we all want to know where our money's going, we fought that. And we came out very strong, and that proposal and vote for them to purchase the building and then lease it back to Goodwill for $1 failed twice. And so publicly, they have said that they're backing off and that they're no longer looking at that. Do I personally believe that? No. The reason why I don't is because come to find out these backdoor deals were going on and these conversations were being had well before that May TARC meeting. They did not come up with a purchase offer, go through the negotiation, sign it all in less than 24 hours. If they did, that leads to another problem. After going to the TARC board to say, here's our proposal for us purchasing it and leaving the Nia Center as a community resource, entrepreneur spot, and a symbol of what you were supposed to be doing in the community, they ignored it. So we took their ideas, their suggestions, their comments, we went back in, we reformulated, remolded the proposal, and we submitted it back to them on June 30th. Today is now, where are we at, July 22nd or 21st? 22nd. We still have not heard from them. We don't know if they received the emails. We don't know if they opened the emails. We don't know if they were able to open the attached documents, if the documents were written in gibberish, we don't know. I can tell you that there were no bounce backs. They were the same emails that were in our system that the West Louisville Dream Team sends out emails when we're distributing information from the community, and all of our phones have still worked. I don't think any of us have been disconnected within this last 30 days, including my business that's open 5 days a week, and my email works 24/7. So there's a problem. Why were TARC and Goodwill able to sit down and have a conversation immediately and to come up with some type of resolution that included demolishing the building and removing the asset from the community? However, we came up with a plan to save the building, to revitalize it, and to leave it as an asset for the community. And here it is 23, 24 days later, and no one has been able to reach out to talk to us about it. So that has been a problem. Tomorrow, we're going to speak with Goodwill again to the board, so if anybody is available 9 to 11 tomorrow morning, again, I'm going to ask that question. Why? You know, we've asked nicely, we've been polite, we have pleaded because we've sent the proposal at least twice electronically. I've talked to people, I don't know how many times. Why are we having to beg for resources that our state, our local, state, and federal tax dollars are contributing to? Now, I'm not above begging. People in this room I will reach out my hand and work with people that I would not invite to my home or break bread with if it's going to meet the community's need. So if they need me to beg online on them, I will, but I'll do it on camera so that now I've done what you've asked. What additional hurdle or obstacle are you going to put in front of us? Because that's what we see that has been done. And so tonight, I just wanted to catch everybody up on what's going on. We've got flyers. The first side of the flyer talks about the petition that we started. It has over 1,000 residents on it. It has the link for the petition. It also has a crowdfunding link. Now that we know that we're being ignored, we've got to come up with pre-purchase legal because we've got to go another route. On the back also has some just basic facts about the history of Nia, what's going on now, and what we look to do. So tomorrow, again, I'm just going to remind them, hey, this is my second time here. And I know they know what I'm coming for because today when I signed up, I just said, this is my name. I want to meet with you. I sent it from my personal email address instead of my work one, just because that was the one I had on access on my phone. And I got a response back that said, yes, you're signed up for tomorrow, topic, the Nia Center. Well, I never told them that the topic was Nia Center. I do a lot of stuff in the community, but they already assumed that was the topic, so they know. And that's why I'm not going away, because they know and they're intentionally ignoring us. I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth, so I'm going to just have Tim really quickly mention when he talked to the mayor. It was a real quick conversation, but it, again, is just to let you know what we're up against and what we're fighting. Yes, sir. Do you have a question?
What was the location of the meeting tomorrow with Goodwill?
Oh, it's not at Goodwill. It is at TARC at Union Station, which is at 9th and Broadway. And it's free parking on the side and out back. Okay. And then we're going to have what was it? I'm sorry. 908, is it West Broadway? 908 West Broadway. We were going to have a press conference after, but once Michael kind of goes through some community input, we'll decide what time that press conference could be. Yeah, points are on the back, and Tim. It's a 9. No. Yeah, they do the comments first.
Okay. And I just wanted to mention, while I was at the Bishop's Roundtable, I saw the mayor, I saw David James and everybody, and I waited for him, and I was going to get on the list to try to speak to him, but then they said there was no list and you couldn't speak to him. So I went outside and said, well, I'll just wait for him. You know, we know how to run up on people, so let's go ahead and do that. So he came outside, he was going towards his car, and I ran up on him. I said, hey, what are you all going to do about the Nia Center? And he said, I don't know, we're working on it, whatever that meant. He said, we're working on it, and he didn't give any more details besides that. So I said, well, look, we want to purchase the Nia Center. And he just looked and said, well, I look forward to your proposal. And then he literally ran to his truck, hopped in, and took off. So dealing with the mayor and the city, and I know David James, and I talk with him every now and then. That guy. But I feel like they are ignoring us. They are putting us kind of in the corner. I don't see why they're so hard pressed to take these good resources out of the community to help prop up a company that's already has so much besides the Nia Center, but has already received money and doesn't need this property to go away for it to accomplish its goal. So that's where I'm at with it, and I hope that everybody will support this. And we're looking to start a fund to help handle this. We do have GoFundMe. We also have, I think it's change.org.
Yes.
We have a petition set up, which is already, as I think Sean said, has over 1,000 signatures. So we see it as the community is supporting this. The community wants this. They don't want to lose their resources. Why the mayor is doing this, why TARC is taking this route, I don't know. But we're going to get to the bottom of it for sure in a public way, as we've been doing, fighting, having the community have our back as we've been doing. And I just hope to see us take this and kind of make this an example. I always looked at it like Sean had said before, this could be the new Black Wall Street for Louisville. Oh, I'm sorry, I think I pressed the button. But this could be the new Black Wall Street for Louisville. This could be an example for us to put more resources in the community, create a model that helps the community and gets us away from that old guard type of community that we've lived in for so long, pretty much all my life. So I'll stop right there because Sean,
Yeah, that's it.
you go ahead.
Mike, I don't know, Carla, did we want to talk any about the plan this week, or a little bit, or none?
How about just if anyone has a question, take it.
Okay. Okay, that'll work. Do we want to do that before you get in, or after?
Yep. No, we can do it now.
Does anybody have a question so far? Yes, sir.
Who owns TARP?
The taxpayers. The taxpayers. Yeah, the taxpayers.
It's just a free-floating agency that,
No, taxpayers, I mean.
how do people get on the board?
Oh, we have a board of directors. I don't know, Carla, are you able to answer that?
How do they get on the board? They're appointed by the mayor.
No, he has owned.
Oh,
And I said taxpayers, but with it being quasi,
Yeah.
created by federal, I don't know.
TARC is a quasi-governmental organization. So that is a very good question. I don't know how to. So they're half nonprofit and half run by the government. I don't know if anybody actually owns it. It's under.
Are a city agency.
Yeah, they're a city
One
agency.
of the city agencies, but
Yeah.
what makes them different is they receive federal funding too.
Yeah.
And report to KIPTA, you've heard of this before, these sort of regional transportation groups. And so it gives a little bit of deniability. The city can say, oh, but the transportation is saying this, and the transportation can say, oh, but the city is saying this, but it is a city agency.
Okay.
Pardon me?
They all need to be embarrassed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Go
would
ahead.
say that, yes, but yes, sir.
I was just curious on the Metro Council, whoever could better flesh out their role, and then I guess just like forecasting, what's the prospects looking like, how on the camping side are they?
I'll answer that because I've probably been the most adversarial in this area, so we'll keep the attention on me. So, Metro Council, as far as when we think about the Metro Council districts that touch West Louisville in part, all or some, so you're looking at D1, D3, D4, and 6? And 6, okay. So we have got backing and support from all of the Metro Council members, including the ones that start to go down south, like towards where U of L, all the way out to like Taylor Boulevard, more southwest area. We have got the support and backing of all of them except for Ken Herndon. Ken is TARC and the Nia Center's council person, D4. Now, we are still reaching out to educate, to make sure that he hasn't received all one-sided information. And my hope is that once he is educated more on the Nia Center, the purpose, the whole community, that he will change his mind. We do have to give a little bit of grace because he is a new Metro Council person. This is his first term in office. But sometimes you got to learn quickly. And when you have a Metro Council seat that encompasses several different neighborhoods, and especially neighborhoods that may have contrasting needs, you got to learn both of those needs. Shamika Parrish Wright has part West Louisville. She has Shively, and then she has some of Southwest Louisville. When you look at the Jacobs, Taylorberry area, things like that. You just have to be a quick study. You have to, because those 3 different areas have 3 different needs. So you have to learn those areas. For D4, you've got West Louisville area, where we're at in Parkland, which Parkland is divided into 2 districts. So Tammy Hawkins has part, and then Ken has Park, but it's one, neighborhood. So you have Parkland, you have Russell, you have California, then you have downtown. So those are different needs. You don't have as many residents downtown. So. Yes, sir.
They try to make up for this legacy of Jim Crow and white supremacists. Redlining the first 4 districts. They're highly encouraged to be Black council persons. Toss-ups. It could go either way, but it appears that that's not necessarily a factor in everything. I don't know if that's anything that can be.
Yeah, I don't have anything to do with that. I would, say things like they need to be Black, I kind of cringe a little bit. Yeah, I think it needs to be. Yeah, I think it needs to be someone that understands the neighborhood. So it may be a Caucasian person that has been systematically discriminated against too, based on their socioeconomic class, based on maybe criminal records, whatever. I think especially for like D1 maybe, not maybe even D1, but like D5 or D4. Which one is Donna Purvis? I'm not sorry, not D4. D5? 5. So D5 encompasses all of her area is West Louisville. Even though sometimes Portland is not considered West Louisville, it is part of West Louisville. So someone that has that district, I would say, okay, yeah, maybe it needs to represent the community. But other people that have districts that spread out need to represent whomever. I mean, D3 includes a lot of parks. It includes a lot of areas that was originally inhabited by Native Americans. So if we want to go back and say, do they need to have representation because we've stolen all of it here and we need to get them back to more of their props, not just name streets and buildings after them and stuff, but we need to actually give them props. So I don't know. I think they just need to, not necessarily a color, but they need to be connected. And what we're having now is the council person that represents the Nia Center is not connected to Nia Center, nor is that person connected to the citizens that use the Nia Center and the citizens around Nia Center. Thank you. Any other questions? Or any questions for Michael so he can get started? Okay, go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, don't ask me no hard questions. Y'all got it. No, don't ask no hard questions, right? I'm day date. All right. So part of what we're doing as an organization and helping Sean is to craft a plan, right? And from our perspective, in order to have a favorable proposal, you need a vision, a plan, and a path to funding, right? So one of the things that we want to do today is to assist in creating that vision. The Nia Center was created out of a vision to be a community benefit and a community space. It's no longer that. So what I'm going to ask from you all is to how to get it back to that community space, right? Thinking about what it is, what it was, how do we get it back to a space that is community centered and community purpose? Does that make sense? Good. Um, so, with that in mind and thinking about what's in the Nia Center now, what do we want to see in that space? Right? What would help make that space community centered?
I think personally, for community space, I think, so I don't know if we've already done this or not, but I'm thinking, when we talk about community, we want to know what their vision is and what the need is from the community. So I don't know if a survey has been drafted to see what needs or what other needs that the community think they may need that could be utilized in the Nia Center. So I think that could be, a step that we could take, maybe creating some type of survey and say, okay, so what do you want? What do you want in this space?
That is not right. I'm not sure when it's, I'm gonna rewrite this because I spelled input wrong. Sir?
We need something to gather around outside of getting our license. You know what I'm saying? Like it's more quick change, essential services. I was saying like that next level of essential service, like a school, something that people can gather around. Like, you know, has there ever been any academies that were housed there? That like people would have to have like a 5-day-a-week interaction with this building. I mean, shoot, anything that's, you know, quasi-essential, laundry services, stuff that people, food, whatever. I said like 5 things.
Narrow that down. Let's start with the first one. What does that first one look like? The first thing you said.
School?
Yeah. So, what does that look like in that space right now?
I mean, you could start with like a homeschool colony, like no more than 30 people, just to get the motion going, because it's like, look, we're using it, we're doing this 5 days a week, this purpose, it's perpetual.
So, can I put a learning space and not necessarily a school?
We got a lot of learning spaces here, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like an after-school program.
Well, because what you said was you said a homeschooling program, right? That's not colony. That's not a school. It's a learning space.
No, okay, yeah, well, you got it.
Okay. So are we good with learning space?
That's good.
Okay.
Okay. Learning space. Anybody else for what we want to see in the Nia Center?
You used to can go to the Nia Center, and in the basement where the driver's license place was, that's where my brother and my cousin got married and had their wedding reception there. We used to have dances there. We used to could rent that space and have dances and, parties. That was a space for the community.
Yeah, so adding back the community space that was taken.
That's what I had then.
Was your community? Yeah.
Community spaces where you could actually rent it, have community meetings there.
I like that too.
I got one coffee and then it was gone.
Yes. Yes, one cup.
Yeah, one coffee.
One cup of coffee.
And then it was gone. And also, like we have that terrible Greyhound station down the street. Why can't it move to the Nia Center? Then, like a little quick service diner restaurant could help the people who are there for the bus too.
Gotcha. Anybody else? Oh. You did. Let's not do issues right now, because right now we're just building a list of possibilities. But yes, we know if Greyhound comes, it comes with a whole another set of security problems and all that kind of stuff. I'm glad I wore my tennis shoes today. Oh, you're fine.
I was curious about like zoning restrictions of any sort. Are there things that you can't do based on current zoning laws?
Yeah, right now the Nia Center is zoned for commercial space, not living. So the only thing that I would say is we couldn't do like a job corps training center where they work, live at the
Right.
same location. But we have food in the building before.
We have public as far as transportation stuff, education stuff. My printing shop didn't have to get any extra things. So as far as I know right now, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I don't know the different CUP ones or whatever, but whatever the building is for, we have therapy there. They do testing. We have one organization that collects um, specimens for HIV. I think it's just saliva tests, but and
Yeah.
we do our drug tests there too from our HR firm. So as far as I know, nothing.
Yeah, and just talking about resources that used to be there, I just remember that they had the community, I don't know if it was Community Action Partnership or Kentuckiana Works, maybe.
Yeah.
And they actually used to have where you could learn the trade. You could, um, they had classes for you to become an electrician or a plumber. They took those services away, and they actually, I think they moved that to the Goodwill Center. So, and then also, um, they're also gatekeeping the list of tenants that are waiting to come in. So it's also hard to tell what resources we have available for people who are waiting to even get into the Nia Center.
That is true. That is something we have asked for. We will continue to ask for is the waiting list. But I know lots of people in this room have either tried to expand their offices or have sent friends and family to get office space, and they've been told there's a waiting list. I don't know about the training part of Kentuckiana Works. I wasn't there then. I was there when JCPS was there, and they had training in the basement. Obviously, Job Corps was in the building as well, but they did training off site.
It's where the current driver's license branch is now. When they moved it, that's where it used to be.
Yeah, but I don't think they had the only seating class. There was no mechanical stuff, like there was no building bricks or anything in those offices in the back. It was all computer based stuff. I don't remember any trades. Yeah.
Yeah. The classroom portion of Kentuckiana Works.
Works was there. Yeah, yeah. Yes, ma'am. Oh, okay.
Because looking at the clientele that were coming there to try to save their business, we have a lot of single mothers and fathers, and most daycares they have to try to get their kids to daycare. There's a lot of after-school programs. I'm just giving you a hook to get you some back.
Yeah.
Because if I have a facility where I can catch a bus and bring my child and get to my job, and the job at 23rd take me on out there to Walmart, I'm gonna drop my baby off and I got shelter because it's gonna run. So there may be somewhere in that basement or somewhere for after school and child care
Yeah.
for those to get the hook on those parents. Also knowing that they have transportation, because I've seen a lot of ladies trying to walk, trying to catch the Uber, trying to catch a ride, trying to get back to their babies and set the time. So that's a little hook to get some little younger ones on board with however you're gonna pitch and however you're gonna throw it out there.
Okay. That's a good idea. They would take a little bit of modification to build separate bathrooms, but we've had that. Like the beauty shop that's in there, they ran their own plumbing. We just had to put them in a facility, had to put them close to where there was already running water, which was by the bathrooms and the kitchen. So yeah, that could be something, a daycare. Yes, U of L is still, yep, they're still upstairs. Today I took Miss Kathleen a tour of their break. U of L, JCPS was down in the basement. Yeah, U of L's on the third floor, where Louisville Enterprise Group is. Who's somebody else had a question?
No, she said exactly what I was.
She said the same thing here about the daycare. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, what's your next? Oh, you got me. Go to the next one. No other. I'm just trying to help you. Any other,
So
any
is
other
it-
ideas?
Is there?
The last thing would be the community engagement from LRP. Community engagement, because it's very ironic that we have a community engagement office right there in the Nia Center, and I haven't seen any community engagement activities happening.
Yeah.
He shows up at the business center.
Yeah, but they're moving. They're moving. That's what I like to see there. So are you saying you would like them to stay and then engage the community, or yeah? Okay.
She said no.
Okay. So yes, they are moving to the Edison building once the AT&T building is done.
Why would we be, well, it's not that why would we be, but I'm thinking ideal. So we have like the L&N building, we have like the food chef office, we have Kipling. Some of the space in this could be a satellite spot for those resources because a lot of times individuals that live down in that part of town does not necessarily have transportation. They always have issues maybe with getting turf patches or something like that. So resources that we know that they choose, like Section 8. No, Section 8 has moved again. So just the thought of the different resources that the community may need, all of those resources having a satellite office in the Nelson.
Yeah, and that would work. So Shawnee Neighborhood Place had a satellite office in the Nia Center. Well, actually, their whole operation moved when they were doing their build out. So it would work. Nia Center is handicap accessible from front and back, whereas the L&N building, they've closed the front doors. So if you get off the bus in the front, you have to walk around to the back, and not everybody that's disabled is in a wheelchair. Sometimes it's walking, sometimes it's vision. So yes, and it is a long walk because you have to go through the fence and then you have to go down to be able to get in where the security is. We've got a idea over here.
I was just gonna say access, like the times that are available. I don't know if TARC is going to stay. Is that a?
No, TARC is moving out. So the TARC Hub Center that is on the first floor of the NIA Center, they are moving out next Friday.
Well, it would be nice if they did any reconsideration that I think they can keep their kiosks for as much as it's worth. They don't need that much space to do with a little bit of recharge that they do. Honestly, it could be a self-service station for people to recharge their cards. But I think if it was available for people, if buses in some way have a way for people to be safe, I think right now it closes maybe at 6.
Yes, the doors lock at 6. If you come in to visit tenants, we have access up to midnight. Now, before the city took over management of the building, it was open 6 a.m. to midnight when Louisville Enterprise Group did it. Once the city took over about 8 years ago, they kept cutting back the hours and cutting back the hours. Then one day they gave us a survey and we said, oh, we'd rather have later open hours in the morning. We're okay with that, thinking that it would still be open to midnight. And they said, oh no, starting Monday, it's 6 to 6, basically, and no weekends.
So the only other idea was shared space, like a co-working space, kind of a cool thing that could blend with a coffee shop or a sandwich place. But I think a lot of times people don't have anywhere, like if you're in school, if you're doing work, you don't have anywhere that you can go that's like a comfortable place to work and it's conducive to that. And also with Wi-Fi, that would be either a small fee or a courtesy.
Okay, co-working space. Yes, ma'am. Michael, you're close to her.
Since we were talking about satellite offices and so forth and whatnot, what about an SBA office or something like that? I hate that term minority, but business startup office where descendants of slaves could come in, that's the term that I use, could come in, young people could be mentored on how to start their own business. That seems to be something that's very much lacking, even at the Goodwill. They don't really, unless I'm wrong, if you all know any different, I don't think they really teach you how to start a business.
No.
They have GED programs, the RISE program, and so forth and so on, but they don't really teach you those skills of how to really create your own business.
Correct.
Start up.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
And
And
SBA and SCORE used to be in the building.
I thought so.
Yeah, they were on the third floor where LMPD is now.
And also, you're going to always need your civil rights, human rights satellite offices as well. Maybe ACL. You may want to have a satellite office there. I know we would. NAM would love to. The Kentucky Alliance Against Racist and Political Repression. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. Um, that space is such a wonderful space, the Nia Center, that it's almost unlimited what you could do. It's just a matter of your creativity and what you want to see really happen and take off for the benefit of the community.
Okay. If anybody has any other, I'm going to end. You don't have one. Okay. So since we are streaming this, if you have any other ideas, just go on the Facebook link and just put them in the comments so that they'll be documented. We're going to go to Michael's next topic or
All
next
right.
section.
So one of the things that I've learned um, in my very, very, very short time on this earth, 25 years tops, is that um, hmm? Oh, is that it's important to also outline what we don't want in the music. Because when we put out this, right, there may be the chance that leasing agents, leasing gets turned over to Sean and the building remains in city TART control, right? So when we're thinking about what we want to see, what don't we want to see in the music?
Let me, no. So we know Greyhound, what we don't want to see, Greyhound.
Liquor outlet.
No. Yes, liquor.
Yeah.
Okay.
With that idea around Greyhound, because I feel like.
No, we can do that the next.
Well, I'm saying because if you're saying Greyhound, then is it the same feeling of transit period?
No,
No, Greyhound, Trailway.
Yeah, it's the actual Greyhound bus service.
And
Yeah.
someone who has used it many times and has seen it deteriorate to the, it's owned outside of the United States. And it is poorly run, it is just a moneymaker, and we already have enough, we have problems that they would add to. Trust me.
So anything else we don't want to see in the incident? We got liquor, we got Greyhound.
Do we want a dispensary there? You know, dispensary business now is legal in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. I'm not saying it's
Dispensary, medical dispensary right now.
yeah, medical marijuana, medical cannabis. Yeah. What did you say?
Okay, so we got three things. Kind of the, well, except for Greyhound, we got the sins. For me, it would be no adult entertainment.
You're saying what we don't want.
Right. So we're getting all the sins. No adult entertainment, no liquor. So anything else? Greyhound, we got four things. Police, no police. No police.
Like a reactionary organization, like a right-wing organization that makes controversial statements, and that you'll lose the trust of the community. Whatever you're trying to build, it'll implode. If you like being mindful, like Monsanto stuff, like people that terrible reputations in the paper.
So someone that goes against the mission and purpose of the Nia Center, we'd have to formulate what that looks like because they could be.
Not the ops. So so that brings up a good question for me. What about like campaign headquarters or political headquarters?
I'm fine with it as long as they pay the rent. We used to
Well,
have in the community space. I mean, we're not discriminating. I mean, it's for their people to come. Some of their people may not even be comfortable enough coming to us, which may be a good thing. It's give us some money and don't get any votes.
So I will say this. I know black Republicans that live in the West End.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I think we all know that one.
And
we
I
all
wasn't
know
really
that one.
meaning Republicans as a general. I was meaning certain people. But yeah, we used to rent it out for campaign speeches, for debates.
Mhm.
So I think that would limit us. If we end up saying you can't have a temporary office there for your campaign, then would we then not have debates there? Would we not have that type of thing? I think putting limits, like you have to have at least a year lease or something. So if they know they're only going to be there 6 months, maybe they wouldn't want to pay for a short-term lease, and short-term leases are 3 times what a regular lease is. I don't know. Well, no, it wouldn't be the community space. It would be them renting an office.
But I mean, like if they are, we're gonna, open, you know what I mean, to rent the community space out, would they not be able to do that when it's available?
Yeah, but they would have to pay for it. So the space, if we leave it the way it is, the space, there's some rooms on the other floors, but the community space has always been a rental thing because, like, say, we've had weddings there, we've had dinners, we've had banquets, we've had political campaigns. So that space is rentable. Even we even had to rent it. We got a discount, but we couldn't just reserve it like we do the free conference rooms. So they would have to pay an extra fee for that. Yes, ma'am. Ms. Greer.
This might go back to the wanting, because I feel like it's a counter. Could there be a tiered process of vetting groups or agencies that want to come in? I think that whether they're local or whether they're national, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're here to meet the needs and serve the people. And I think that just trying to think of the groups that we might have come to mind right now might not necessarily be who presents themselves down the road. So I think some type of vetting between the businesses that are already there, the purpose of why the Nia Center was created in the first place, the mission that it never really fulfilled, and maybe wherever we are right now, making that be the tiered process, and people are ranked in terms of whether or not they're courted or allowed to share space. The other thing I was going to say is maybe in a want, shoot, I almost forgot it. You were just talking about over here.
Was it dinner?
Oh, if community members, no, if community members could pay like not so much a membership, but to support the effort. So say community members just want to be a part and they pay $25 to support the Nia Center. They maybe would have a discount or some type of perk for supporting the overall effort. It would be less than what the tenants would have in terms of what your rate might be to reserve space or use space. But at least it gives people some connection and buy-in into the larger effort, and it's bigger than I don't have to be wealthy to get buy-in. Where I feel like we're saying different entities, if they want to get a year's lease, they have to have money. And so if I want to support this effort, if I'm going to be here utilizing services, why can't I be a benefactor as well with my modest income? And I maybe don't get the perks of a business owner, but I do get some type of community benefit.
Yeah. And so those, what she just went through, are more procedures and more policies underneath that we'll talk about when we get to the next thing. But we're kind of still looking at entities, like physical entities. What you want in there, like physically in there.
Yeah. And I think that's later. So that's not a physical space. Community buy-in is not going to pay $1 a square foot. No, I'm trying. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying. I'm just trying to make sure we stay.
Done to us as the community, and this is a chance for us to create rules, regulations, policies, and procedures that we want in place. So we will have some meetings where it's not going to be just Sean's rules, because we know Sean will have it open and just tell somebody, we don't want you here. I don't want to tell you, we just don't want you. But yes, go ahead, Michael.
I was going down a rabbit hole.
I know.
Like, so I'm gonna let it go.
You're gonna let it go. I want better vending machines that have fruits and sandwiches, better like hospital type vending machines versus just sweet vending machines.
Yeah, they have a vending machine that allows you to get fresh salads and that type thing in the VA. Every time I go, I get it. It's good.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I would like that just for if you're running through. I also want what is it? Smoothies.
that's in with
Yes,
the food.
smoothies. Yes, ice cream. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are getting off topic.
Well, those are things we want.
That's all encompassing food.
Oh yeah.
It's all encompassing food.
Food. Okay.
Yeah.
Variety of food. Variety of food.
Yeah.
Food options. I'm sorry. Food options.
What about a cell phone company? Somebody wants to come in there.
We can add another cell phone company back. We've had one before, but yeah, we can get another one back. Yeah, we can. That would be good. A franchise, like a T-Mobile type thing, not just a cell phone repair. Yeah, I got you.
T-Mobile's got franchise.
I don't know if they do franchise now. Everybody is. Greyhound's a franchise.
All right. So, are we done with the don'ts? Which is fine if we are.
Did we say we're not gonna have, political parties, and then we say no to that?
So I think political parties was a yes. Is it
No
a no?
offices, but they can rent space in the community space.
Okay.
Was that kind of what we said?
Okay.
Or maybe that's a revisit to
We'll do a we'll do a
community political restrictions, political party restrictions, or use restrictions. Or something. Yeah, revisit.
Okay, we'll revisit.
Revisit.
All right.
Sorry. If, the tenants is it meant to have the circulate, I think just a balance, so there's circulation, cause it sounds, some of the circulation of people and dollars, particularly people, because if we're saying we want people to be making more frequent visits, right, not just maybe coming to the Nia Center once a week, but hopefully more often, then the offices or businesses or entities need to support like that flow and not, okay, let me say this is what I think. Some entities already have space. And are they using their spaces right now effectively? And would they come to the Nia Center and just hold space and take up space that they're keeping from someone else that might have a better idea? Okay.
Okay. So are you meaning like no people that are using the address for certifications and status and they're not actually operating? Because we have some of those people that just use the address so that they're listed as being in a hub zone or in West Louisville, but they don't come in. They don't actually.
I know you all would put people in an optimal place, so it wouldn't be like right now with people having a massive suite and they're not really needing that much space. But at the same, yeah,
no,
I'm saying you all would do differently.
So wait, she and I think alike.
Okay.
I think that the vetting of tenants and the variety of space will get to what you're saying. Yes, I think the vetting of tenants, yes.
Okay. So see, y'all connected. Y'all means y'all could work together. So
No, we can't work together.
Oh, y'all can't work together.
Because we both would come up with all the hurdles that would keep,
No, but that's a good thing because we also have to remember the more varied the businesses are in the Nia Center, you're going to have different people coming in.
Yes.
So even if they're coming in once a week, there's 100,000 people in West Louisville. We cannot service all of them if they all came in at the same time or whatever. So, but if you have varied services, if you get 1% that are coming in weekly, then that's 1,000 people through the building. So, and some things, if we're able to keep driver's license, they currently have 150 to 200 people coming in each day, depending on their mix of customers coming in. So it just depends. Whereas the hub, we run up only about 76 transactions, and that's people in the building, people coming in. Michael, go ahead.
So are there any more physical space don'ts?
Suppose someone came in and wanted to start a ministry. Not me. But suppose someone came in and wanted to start a small ministry
within their office space.
That would be a small ministry.
They set up a chair, they have all the chairs.
That's not, I mean, if they can get insurance, I mean, that's something we would have to talk about later, but we do have Reverend Bo as four offices in the building. Now, granted, he has two different organizations. One organization does the HIV outreach with Keeping It Real, but I don't know. That's something, so you're saying no ministry?
No, I'm not saying that.
We're looking at what we want 100% and then what we don't want.
Running a business facility, would we want to have a Christian ministry, or it could be non-denominational?
Yeah, we would have to talk about that once we talk about rules, because there are we've got nonprofits in our building, like Andrea's, work with, teenagers and stuff. We've got other nonprofits, so not all of us are revenue generating, customer, B2C, business to customer things. So I think that would be down the line when we start looking at things that we prohibit, things we don't want. There are some things that may not even get insurance to be in the building. So
Yeah.
that's something, as a leaser, you have to be able, or leasee, sorry, you have to be able to put the leaser on your certificate of coverage, and you have to prove to us you have insurance. So not everything is even going to be able to be insured for what we would require. So the question of ministry would be, it's not something we 100% want, and it's not something we 100% don't want. So that's something we could just kind of.
I mean, I've seen people start churches in hotels. I mean, right
Yeah,
here
they do it. Yeah, they do it. Yeah, strip malls and stuff. Anything else? What's your next? Anything else on your?
So this is it.
Oh, that's it. That's good. That's a good start.
Yeah. And what we'll try to do is get some of this categorized. So when when we start going out in the community and doing a pitch, we can talk about the larger things that folks said they wanted. And there'll be another one of these next week.
Yes, next Tuesday here. So if you want to invite other community members.
Yeah.
And there will be one at Elder Serve during the day.
Yeah.
We just got to get confirmation.
So between now and then, if y'all want to call Ozzy, his number's on the TARC's website, and tell him to sell the Nia Center to Sean. His name is Ozzy Davis. He's the president of TARC. I mean, the director of TARC. I'm sorry, the director of TARC. Yeah.
Sell the Nia Center to the Westwood Dream Team.
So that's all I have, good people. My family. I feel like I know everybody.
Well, that was it. Thank you all so much for coming out on your evening. Again, any questions that our social media audience has, put your question in the comments and we will go through this evening and answer those questions. Visit our petition at change.org. The GoFundMe for pre-purchase legal fees and stuff that we are now having to pay out due to the lack of transparency and engagement. If you want space in the Nia Center, put that in there, what your business is. You can also message the West Louisville Dream Team directly. You can email us at saveniacenter@gmail.com. Tell us your business, how many offices you think you may need, and we'll get back with you to see, if you want to come take a tour, because we'd love to be able to fill up the building the day that we sign to the purchase. I've got flyers here, and tomorrow morning, anybody available, 9 o'clock, TARC, press conference after, and then we're just going to stay on it. Call the mayor, call Ken, call, what's his name, Ozzie Gibson. I almost said Ozzie Osbourne, bless his soul. Yes, he passed away today. Yes, bless his heart. It's been a rough few days for the entertainment industry. And here's some flyers if anybody wants them.
Hey, I know you're watching the live stream right now, but I want to take a moment to tell you to check out this new book right here over my shoulder. Believe me, it'll be worth it.
If you do nothing else.
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 If you do